So I guess our decision would just be: do you guys want to go up the tower?
I mean, I'm fine with either one. If we do it down here, I would recommend that we like.
The only thing I'll say is there's more rooms to go through upstairs, and we might have a chance of finding like a chained up like baby dragon or something like that, and potentially not fighting him. You know what I mean?
I highly doubt they would give us an opportunity to get what we need without having to fight something big.
I mean, unless we rolled like really high on something and like found like a magical, or like a secret bookcase that held like, preserved dragon's blood for lighting the forge that was just hidden back here for a while. I mean, I could see that, but I doubt it.
Yeah, because I mean, this forge hasn't been lit in how long? And I feel like they just used dragons, right? Weren't they cool with dragons back then?
I mean, we do have like a statue of a, dragon, right? Jump.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm cool either way.
Yeah, as am I. It's just whether you guys want to fight everything down here or you want to fight everything up there.
So, like, everything, like, we would need to clear the giants out down here, hopefully not incurring, like, a massive battle where all giants come.
Yeah, I can't hear anything. What were you saying?
Sorry, I was getting a drink.
Yeah.
The giants down here, if like we want to do it, I would suggest that we clear them out first, but that only gives us a window because eventually they'll come back in, and hopefully they don't alert the whole camp that we're killing people in here.
Yeah. I don't know if we'd have time to secretly like clear these guys out and then blow the horn or whatever.
So you're just saying blow the horn now and let people come to us?
I have no idea.
Jared, what's your opinion? What do you think?
I feel like one of those guys by the door would just run out and just yell at the whole camp. That might happen regardless of whether we go up or not.
What's Jared think?
He's typing.
He's typing.
You guys have 3 bottle caps too. Keep that in mind.
Yeah, I don't know how much a bottle cap's really going to save us from 300 giants attacking us. But
A reroll is on average a +5, statistically speaking. So that's no joke.
I'm not saying it's a joke, but like, still.
Just saying, if you have like,
I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm all down for getting my dick wet. Don't get me wrong.
just as
I
you can
don't mind
TP
going
you
up
guys
against
out,
people.
Out of where?
wherever you're gonna be.
Well, that's the problem we're having. We don't know where we're gonna be.
And also, you all have to be touching in order to TP out. If you split up, then no bueno.
Why don't we do this? Why don't we just compromise on all of this and we do one level of the tower, see if it's worth it, and then we can go from there. Because there's how many levels? 4?
4.
Okay, so let's do one level, see what's going on, and if we decide that we want to keep doing it, then we keep doing it, and otherwise we just come back down here and blow the horn.
Yeah.
Everybody in agreement?
Yeah, that's fine.
All right. Well, this door was locked, right?
That is correct. And there's somebody on the other side too.
Is that guy still chained up over there?
If you do a perception check on the door, perhaps you can hear him. Scott, you're the only one at the door if you want to do it.
I'm sorry. I was absent. What are we doing?
If
Perception check on the door?
Yeah, to see if you can hear the guy on the other side. Oh, yeah. You can hear the chains, like, sliding around on the cement.
Am I invisible? I feel like I was invisible for some reason.
I think you were.
I don't remember.
Because you weren't talking to her, you were messaging her or something like that.
Yeah, you were invisible.
Oh yeah, that's right. We got that guy we got to deal with, but he's gonna yell at the guards. Oh my god!
I remember. Didn't one of us pick up a meat pie?
No, I don't think so.
I thought one of us did.
No, you guys
Those
didn't have any
Scott would
meat
have it.
pies. You never picked any up from what's her face? Now you could just bypass this room by teleporting to the room above, because you have been there.
Yeah, I mean, how many teleports do we have?
I'm pretty sure all your stuff's refreshed, so except for the invisibilities you guys cast. So it just depends on how many teleports Jared has. I think he gets 3 total for a day, but I don't remember.
Where's the map of the upstairs?
What do you mean?
Is that on a different?
Oh,
like-
yeah, it's on a different. Yeah, it's on a different page.
Because there was a thing where like the birds were in, right?
Yep, that was
Or
that you guys.
Flying creatures.
Yeah, you guys heard like squawking.
Okay, and that's the start of the levels, right?
Yep, that's floor number 104.
Okay,
Of the
and we
tower.
get there by going which way?
Going up this set of stairs right here.
And the door that I'm at is locked.
Yes, to keep out. I don't know if I told you guys his name. His name's Tharg. To keep Tharg out.
Is she still in here?
Yeah.
Okay. Can we ask her how to open, like, if she has a key for this door, or do we have to go around?
Are you asking her that?
Yeah, I would like to ask her that.
Here, let me turn it down, Kenku. He's a little loud. She responds, "Yes, I do have a key, but there is a guest in the other room."
Ask her to see if she could, like, have a diversion for us.
You can ask her.
Yeah, who's got high diplomacy? Who's got high charisma?
Not me.
I don't think any of us do.
Kabor's got high charisma.
thought
He
you were
scales off charisma.
Hey, do a diplomacy check and see if she can, help us out.
Justin's using my Jared's using my TV as my other as another monitor, Justin. So he's got his whole page on super screen.
Nice.
All right. Well, he did not roll very high. What's your total? Diplomacy bonus. +4. +6.
Wow.
I'm looking at your diplomacy right now, Jared. It says 4.
What's
No,
his
no,
charisma
no.
modifier, though?
What?
His charisma modifier is +3.
So wouldn't it just be a +3?
No, he has
I have a rank in it.
He has another point in it.
Probably doesn't have a ring.
I don't know. It's 4 for some reason. So I'm looking at a sheet. So I'm gonna trust his sheet. Okay. Either way, she responds. I'm afraid that he's too much for me to handle, and our usual distraction, the meat pies. It seems that the chef was dealt with. So I have no way to distract him for you. I'm sorry.
But he's blind, right?
Just
Like,
one.
Okay.
Yeah, didn't we fight him like invisibly the first time?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he has like blind sense or something like that. Like he has partial awareness.
Let's just teleport to another room then. Let's just try and
I mean,
sneak.
there's literally no reason to teleport. Are you saying just teleport to the room with the birds?
Yeah.
Sure, I'm okay with that. As long as we're okay on teleports.
You should. How many, let me see how many teleport Jared has. It's level 4 spell, right?
Says he has 4.
Yep, he has 4. You might have 5 with it. You might have an extra one with his charisma bonus.
Probably. Alright, so let's just go to that area and go from there.
Yep.
All right. So everyone group up on Jard, Kabor.
We rested, right?
Yes. So the only spells you've blown are the invisibility for those who are invisible. And I think that's it.
I think Jared cast invisibility, didn't he?
I think
Or
he cast
did I do-
I think he cast invisibility sphere, which is why Andrew's still chilling with him. And then Justin and you went out to do your own thing, and Andrew was staying behind with Jared as protection.
Okay.
Scott, you want to move your character over to them so I can grab all of you? Because I need to copy and paste you into the next map. So I will do that right now. So because you guys never went above the stairs, I'm going to put you guys on the stairs. That also gives you a little bit of protection when you warp up there, so you don't just get instantly thrown into combat.
So make sure everybody is aware of what potions that they have.
All right.
Sorry, extras.
You guys can rearrange yourselves as you wish. If you guys want to do some perception checks for me, I can tell you about what you're hearing right now.
I'll do a survival check.
Okay. Justin, was that a perception?
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. Does anyone else want to roll perception?
Yeah, I will here in a second.
I'll roll a perception too.
Okay.
Sweet.
So, Ka and Cicatrix, you both hear that horrible squawking. Do you guys remember what time you left? Is it day or night? I can't remember. It's day, right? Did you guys choose day?
I don't remember. Probably.
Okay. Well,
When?
I thought it was at night, but
is it night?
I think we woke up early to like get started to go find her.
All right. Well, before we go in here, because this matters, you got tell me a time of day. Doesn't have to be like day or night. It can be just give me any time of day. Dawn, dusk, day, night. Because that affects how these rooms are situated.
I mean, dusk would probably be the best for trying
Sure.
to infiltrate this place.
Dusk is fine.
All right, so you guys still have some ambient light, but it's not fully dark yet. Is everyone in agreement?
Yes.
Okay.
Sure.
All right, I am going to set these to dusk. Just reminds me of Majora's Mask. Okay. Yes, you guys hear a lot of squawking. And that's it. Just a lot of just squawking.
All right, well, let's take a peeksy.
Now it is flat. There's no railing or anything like here, so before you even get to this top step, your head will be peeking out, so you can kind of like get back here and see things. Yeah, and just your head will be sticking up. So if you want to do a stealth for me and then perception, you might not be able to. Your head might not be seen. Ka, you're too short. You'd have to go up to the top step.
All right.
Okay, quick question though. The two people in the back are both invisible, right? Still?
Yes, and I believe
Okay,
Cicatrix is as well. I don't think he broke it.
I thought him and I both went away. We both got out.
Yeah, but he cast invisibility on himself.
I don't have invisibility.
Oh, well then you weren't. So you weren't invisible then, or?
I thought there was a sphere of invisibility,
Yeah, I
and
thought
then
we
everyone
got out
left
of
it. Yeah, like Auroch or Grotog and Ka.
So no one's invisible?
Left.
All right, so before you set up
then-
then, do you guys want to do
And
one?
then I thought
Something's
Ka.
invisible.
I thought Ka and I turned invisible.
With
to
Ka's
go-
magic?
Yeah, to go like run around and do stuff while Kabor stayed with Grotog.
That sounds right. That sounds right.
But I don't know if they were also invisible because I don't know if they were doing stuff at the altar or not.
All right, well, before you guys do any peeksy doodles, do you got Kabor, do you want to cast your invisibility sphere? And Scott, you cool with you and Justin having used 2 of your elixirs of invis? And then you guys are independent, so you guys can separate from Kabor if he does sphere and be okay.
I thought that's how it was. I thought you and I broke off and we weren't
Okay.
invisible and they were invisible.
I should have gone back and
That's-
listened.
that-
I remember her not being able to see me when I was talking to her. I remember that.
Okay, so I'm just gonna make an executive decision. Let's just say Kabor has already used one of his spheres. You two pulled out, but you used 2 of Ka's own invisibility elixirs, so you two are independent. And I'm going to say that the sphere is still on Kabor, and him and Grotog are still under its effects. So everyone's invisible right now. Mark the spells off. It'll just make this easier for everybody. So I'm gonna give Jared his radius back. And we're just gonna call it like that, and let's just not worry about it. Sound good?
Yep.
Okay. So I have to give Jared control by everyone, and everyone can see his sphere. There we go. All right, Andrew, so that's the room you have to play with. Is it 20 feet or 10 feet?
I think it might only be 10.
Yeah, I think you're right. Looking at that, it looks way too big. Okay, there you go.
We had to huddle all together.
Yeah,
To be
all right. So, Andrew, that's your room to play with. Any square that's at least halfway covered with pink is safe for you to be on and still be invisible.
Okay.
All right. All right, everything's established. Don't worry about the stealth rolls if you're invisible. You guys can just do your perceptions and be fine.
All right.
Let's get this ball rolling. Scoot.
We were rolling for perception.
Yep. Okay, there we go. I was gonna say everyone's rolling like Garbo, but that'll do it. Alright, so I'm just gonna give you the whole floor because it's you guys chose dusk. You guys can see. Just try to get this whole thing in camera. There we go. Alright. So this is how the room's set up. You see this. I'm gonna read you this little description, and then I'm gonna fill in where all the birds are. Okay. An immense L-shaped table, carved of black walnut and polished until it gleams, serves as the centerpiece of this large circular chamber, surrounded by several chairs. I'm very proud of how my chairs turned out.
Look really good.
Thanks. Numerous arched windows look out over the surrounding countryside. I didn't draw in all the windows because it literally make the whole sphere. It's like there's 10 feet of window, 10 feet of not, 10 feet of window, 10 feet of not, all the way around. So if that ever comes into play, I'll let you know.
So you could technically be pushed out of it.
Yes. I didn't think with birds that would happen, but you never know. If it does, then I will draw them within like purple, which is what I usually do for windows. Okay, between the windows, a variety of maps, drawings, and diagrams have been tacked to the walls. This place looks like that one meme from It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. You know, he's like got the string of crap all back there. It's got tons of that. A line of severed heads, skewered upon long iron pikes, runs around the perimeter of the room. Interspersed among the pikes are 5 large iron perches, which are the ones in gray. So the ones in red are where there's heads, and they're bloody, which is why they're red. And then the ones that are gray are just perches. So you can guess where the birds are going to be. To the west is the flight of stairs that you guys are currently on, so I'll skip that part. On the opposite side of the chamber to the east, a second set of stairs curves upwards along the wall, which you guys can see pretty clearly. All right. I will now show you what is in here. So we have these.
As long as they're not going to get us pregnant, I think we'll be okay.
And then, because you
Never
rolled
know.
high enough, there's also this over here, which I will now show you. Okay, first is the birdies. Why does it only show me? There we go. This is what they look like.
All right.
They're not very big. Let me see what size they are. Oh, just kidding. They are big. All right, they're all large size. So I gotta crank
Oh
up.
my god.
Gotta crank up their scaling here real fast. Okay, so you have 5 of those, and then you got this guy chilling in the middle. He's not mid attack like he is in this picture. He's actually just chilling there. He does have a stick though, like that.
And do some knowledge checks on these. Can I do the birds first?
Birds would be nature, so yes, please. Anybody who has knowledge nature?
I got a 30.
Whoa. Okay. Well,
Good roll.
yeah, I'm gonna give you quite a bit of information. All right, so
Roll it
these
back.
these are called rucks. They kind of remind me of Doduo. They got 2 heads. You with that high enough roll, you realize that these are babies. So these are juvenile rucks. They're like teenage years. They're not fully grown yet.
Jesus.
They can fly, obviously. They have this special ability called Snatch, where if it hits you with its claw or bite attack, it can get a free grapple chance. It can drop you as a free action or as a standard action to fling you within 1d6 times 10 feet. So, just kidding. You guys falling out is actually a huge issue. So, I need to draw those windows. Because I see what they were doing with this. Other than that, since they're kind of juvenile still, they're not like as strong, so you might be able to pick them off before they can do too much damage. They also don't have reach. They can only hit within 5 feet.
That's a change.
Yeah, their two heads get in the way of each other. If they were adult, they get significantly worse. So, good thing they're not an adult. I just saw that in the juvenile section, these do not have the grab ability. They are not big enough. That's why I didn't draw the windows.
Can with this knowledge check, can I ask something that's like related to them?
Sure.
Does that make sense?
Sure. I don't have to answer it, but yeah.
So can we assume that these are domesticated?
Yeah, they seem to be trained like carrier pigeons almost.
Like, were they bred here or captured?
No idea.
I'm just curious on, like, would there be a parent bird nearby, or were these, team is kind of just spitballing, but like mom nearby, parents nearby, they might
not that you can see
come and attack us, and they're much worse.
Yeah, the adults can pick you up and throw you, and they also can swallow you whole. These are babies; they can't do either of those abilities. Yeah, but this seems to be like a pretty fancy room, so there's no reason that they would have these big old birds in here if they weren't used for something. So maybe he uses them for actual messaging, like carrier pigeons, or maybe they're pets. Who knows?
Can I do a knowledge check on this gentleman?
Yes. I'll be a knowledge loc.
Wow.
Anyone else with knowledge local?
Please, Justin. Thank God.
That is a 27.
Cicatrix is super knowledgeable. He was telling you all about these drugs. So this is a Cyclops. You guys have ran into one before. He was the guy who was shooting lasers at you from the forest.
Oh, God.
So this is one and the same. He has an axe instead of a little club that you see there, and he also has a stick. Now this guy, based on how you're looking at him, does not appear to have that laser ability. Think of it, he doesn't have a little, like, stamp on his head like that one guy from, Avatar.
Sparky Boom Man?
Yeah. So he is not Sparky Boom Man, but he perhaps has something else instead. So be careful of that. Hint, hint.
You didn't roll high enough.
Oh, no.
But he has all those crystals and shit, so he's probably like a shaman or something like that.
Yeah, and the birds seem to be chilling with him in the room, so he perhaps is the owner / domesticator of them.
Druid of these birds.
Yeah.
So, what do we think about maybe doing some trickiness right here? What do we think?
What kind of trickiness?
Oh, where is that? I gotta check and see what this does real quick. I'm carrying an item that is helpful in this, but I can't remember which one.
Oh, by the way, does Jared have the dragon amulet on? Like, did we designate that to someone?
Yeah.
I think, yeah, we gave it to him.
Okay.
Okay. Let's see.
I wonder if there's dragon blood inside the amulet.
I don't know if there's any way for us to check.
They could just crack in half and then.
That also might just destroy it. And is dragon's blood magical? I would assume so in some way, but the whole amulet's magical.
If you do a knowledge, what magic arcane? What is? It's been so long, I don't even remember what the dang arcana is that? It?
Arcana, yeah.
If you do a knowledge arcana check, I can tell you if blood's magical or not.
I feel like it is.
Well, there's only one way to know for sure. What's your total, Kabor? Ooh, 69, baby. That's the funny number.
I'm gonna say 22.
Okay.
What the shit? Does it still show that I'm in here?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Connection has been interrupted.
Just refresh it.
A 13, a 22, and a 8.
Okay.
What are we rolling for?
Knowledge arcana.
Knowledge arcana.
Whatever
Do we
I
all
got,
have
I
arcana?
can't see it.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
Yeah, 32.
all four of you have arcana. That's you guys know your magic. Yes, dragon's
Whatever.
blood is magical, and it also has some inherent properties to act as fuel for their dragon flame. So knowing that, if you pour dragon's blood on those crystals down in the forge and then just light it with any light source, it'll burn as if being breath weaponed, and that'll work. So you don't need to necessarily get a dragon down there.
On either of
Yeah,
our knowledge
I think we
checks,
knew that.
on either of our knowledge checks, did we discern if they had like blind sight or anything?
No, that you would not know.
At least on the birds, maybe.
Nope. Do not know
Okay.
with either.
Well, here's my thought on this. We can do. We got a couple of different things that we could do. We could do like a. I can cast obscuring mist from my cloak, and last for 9 minutes, and we can kind of maybe dishevel them. Do it like right here in the middle, and
Yeah.
then
Nobody
try
can
to
see
take
through
these
that.
birds off one at a time.
Well, you guys can't see through it either, so just heads up on that. But yes, that is a possibility.
But I can cast it somewhere, and then
Yeah,
we
I'm just
can cast
saying-
it here in the middle,
Yeah, I'm just
and
saying
then we
nobody can
move
see
down
through
here.
that. Yeah, that works. Cut the battlefield in half.
2022 is the last chance to go solar. In December of 2020.
Get out of here, ads.
That could work. And then, because I had to be within 30 feet to really hit someone. So if we cut the battlefield in half, I could target this guy easier.
Mhm.
That means we're all going to have to be in the middle. You guys are melee, and I'd rather not keep Kabor in the back.
Now, it requires an acrobatics check to climb on top of that table. Or it costs double movement to get up there. Not to jump down. Jumping down's easy, but getting up.
On what?
The table, the L-shaped table.
Oh, that's a table? I thought that was a carpet.
Nope, it's a table. Made of
should
black
be
oak
fun.
or something like that. What did it say? Black walnut. I just didn't paint it black because then it looks like a pit. Are you guys ready to spring an attack on this? Because if so, we can roll for initiative and get this party started.
So do obscuring mist here, and then start attacking the guy at the bottom.
Yeah, just for full transparency, Josh, I think I cast Mage Armor last episode,
That's fine.
and so it will still be going.
Yep, that's good.
Okay.
I think Jared did as
All
well.
yours.
So
Except for Scar Shield doesn't last that long, does it?
no.
No, it's just 1 minute.
Not that it ever really helps.
No, if I get hit, I'm getting hit at like 25 AC.
I want to cast Protection from Evil on Justin.
Okay.
What's that do?
Any evil creature you get, is it a +2 or +4 to your AC, something like that, and +2 to hit as well, I think. Oh, I can double check. This is a paladin
we could also do haste.
Yeah, you guys can.
Haste would be good.
Since you guys are invisible, you guys can buff as much as you want, and it will not count towards your surprise round. As soon as
Yeah,
you
I'm
do
gonna
anything
Scar
that they
Shield
can
then.
see, yeah, +2 to AC and +2 to saves against anything evil. And then, if they ever try to use any mental control ability on you, you get a free reroll with a +2 bonus.
Cool.
So I don't think they'll be
The
doing that.
spell also prevents bodily contact by the evil summoned creatures. So
Oh yeah, I didn't even see that.
if they
Oh.
summon something and they try and attack you, they can't grapple you.
Yeah, that's cool.
That's actually really cool.
Yeah, that's a paladin. You use that at level 1. That's your big dealio. That and
Hey,
smite
should
evil.
we do you think I'm just looking through all of like our random shit that we have. We have a scroll of or a wand of summon monster 3 with 8 charges.
You want to use that?
Saying we could.
It's 8 charges. That's a lot.
That might help us with even just like a diversion.
Yeah.
I know witches can use summon monster. Can anybody else use summon monster? Because you have to be able to use that spell to use the wand.
Yeah. I think we used it before, so that's why I think somebody has it.
I think Cicatrix has it.
Because we did it with the alligator or crocodile or whatever.
In the swamp.
When we were going to the water.
Yeah. I gotta look through all these, see which one's good. Apparently, summoned boar has smite evil.
What?
It doesn't seem right.
What? What has summon evil or
A
spike
boar?
Now, I can tell you right now, with all your buffs and stuff, you probably won't need the summoned animal, but if you want it. Because they'll all
We
be
can
I mean,
always,
it's up to you.
I can just hold the wand and then use it later if needed.
Yeah, let's do that.
All right. We rolling then?
Yeah, let's do it.
I think this is the
So,
first time
we're
we've ever been
using-
able to prepare for a fight.
So we're using haste and then obscuring mist here in the middle.
Obscuring
then-
Mist will be part of your surprise round, because that is an action that they can see.
That will make him uninvisible, right?
It's an ability from my cloak, so I don't. Let me check.
I don't think it'll make you visible. Like, I think you have to damage them in order to become visible.
Yes. You have to attack.
Hex is an attack.
Yeah, it just says once per day, the wearer can create an area of fog equivalent to obscuring mist.
Yeah, I don't think that would break it.
I don't think so either because it's not dealing damage.
What breaks obscuring mist? I mean, what breaks invisibility?
Spell ends
think
if the
it's just
subject
attacking.
attacks any creature. For
Yeah.
purposes of the spell, attack includes any spell targeting a foe.
Yeah, you're
Okay.
good.
With that we could just do that though. That won't. Will that cause initiative, or can we?
You use that. You
So,
will use
like-
that as your surprise round action.
Okay. Let me just check and make sure.
All right, I'm gonna go ahead and roll their initiatives real quick.
Right. Okay, yeah, we can. I'll do obscuring mist, and then cast. I can just cast haste on us. Because you guys are all wearing stuff on your shoulders, right? You all have resistance cloaks, right? Don't you?
I think
Yeah.
so.
Because it would be nice if I didn't have to. Well, I guess somebody else could cast haste because you're allowed to drink it. So somebody else can just cast haste. Just drink on your surprise round. Just do that.
Oh, interesting.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Because I can't do both in the surprise round. I only get one action. So I have to do one or the other. But you guys, one of you can drink the extract because all of us are near it, and then I can still do my obscuring mist.
Yep, that works.
Well, why don't I drink it so the spellcasters can get a pop off? You know what I mean?
All right,
yeah.
I split them
mean,
into two groups.
Don't hate on yourself. You have scorching ray and stuff like that. You could pop some range.
It is true.
It is true. I have one range spell, but I'd rather give it to Cicatrix, who's the tempo player. That's why I'm pat him on the shoulder, say you are protected from evil.
I'm just saying, don't shortchange yourself.
All right, can everyone tell me your initiatives, please?
I didn't roll.
Okay.
27.
27 for Sicky. Okay, that's really good.
9.
Okay.
20.
20
And
you
I
said?
think, yeah. I think Jared's got like an 8 or 10. Yeah, 10.
Okay. All right. I have initiative. Okay, surprise round. I'm going to go ahead and pop the initiative order tracker up so you guys can see that. I got to find where it is. There it is. Okay. So, Cicatrix is first. Ka, you're second. He is third. Kabor. Grotog. The purples. And then the reds are last.
Jeez.
Okay. Alright, so surprise round. Cicatrix, you start.
Can I hold or not hold? Can I like prepare to run in after the mist is there?
Yeah, absolutely. You can ready an action to do a movement as soon as the mist pops.
Yeah. I guess I'm invisible, so it doesn't really matter, but
I mean, yeah, if you want to move now,
yeah.
they can't see
I forgot
you.
I was invisible. Alright.
All right, cool. Kyle, you're next.
So we're all. I think obscuring mist has to be on me, correct?
What's it say? Self, or does it say a range?
It says range 20-foot, effect 20-foot radius. So yeah, I can cast it up to 20 feet.
Okay. Yeah, so then you can shoot it on top of anywhere within 20 feet from where you're standing.
So
See, here's 20 feet right here. You can do 20 feet all the way up here.
hold on, my internet's down. Just put it as close to the, as far away from me, like up and to the right.
Okay, let me
Justin, pick a place.
let me bust out the old meatball. You guys' favorites.
Where did you want it? Like,
Just put it somewhere like northeast of us, like up and to the right. That's a good spot. It's 20 feet away from me, so somebody
Okay.
just mark out 20 feet and put it there because my internet's down.
yeah, we can just throw it on that chair right here.
Is that good? Everyone can move it, so if you want to position it a little bit better. Okay. It'd be Kabor next, because we skipped their turn in the surprise round. Well, I can see somebody selecting things. How'd you do that?
I'm just hovering over them in the turn order.
Oh.
Like this?
Yeah, it's like giving them little boxes.
Yeah. So we can see which ones are coming up next.
That's cool.
Jared's gonna have 120 feet of movement. Oh no, he's just gonna have 90.
Now, you're in the mist right there, Jared, so you can't see anything.
Can you see my pings?
Yeah.
Okay. Just making sure.
If you want to be able to, like, see them, I guess you can see them from there. You're on the second to last step. You're tall enough.
Can you just hold your action until
Well, it's a surprise round, so
oh, that's true.
yeah.
Well,
Can
I
he
guess
bounce a flame? Can he
but
bounce
we're
a
okay
flame
with
dart?
No. Flaming arc
you
would not
what?
bounce. I think it has to be within 15 feet.
Are you sure you want to leave invisibility? You can just. Oh, but you have to be within 30 feet to do like hexes and shit, don't you? Or 60 feet.
Well, if Kabor blasts a spell, then his invisibility sphere goes down, and that means Grotog's also visible.
Do we care about invisibility though?
I mean, you and I are currently invisible.
Yeah. And that'll be no matter what Jared does.
Okay.
yeah,
It should be about to die if we use extracts. They only last like 10 minutes or something.
That's a good point, yeah.
Let me check, but I think it only lasts
Yeah, I think it's
1
1
minute.
minute.
9
So-
minutes.
Yeah.
The problem is now I can't see him.
Yeah, but you know where he is. So you could just move down a little bit, because you know you're at the edge of the cloud.
You
That's
also make yourself
already raised.
visible to the bird, though.
Well, I do need line of sight, so I'm gonna have to be visible regardless of what I do.
Kabor, what are you doing? We're waiting on you.
Me? We're waiting on Jared.
That's what I said, Kabor.
Oh.
Gee, that's 60 feet.
Yeah,
You
I'm
want
gonna
to
have
bomb
to.
them, bro?
Prepare
Just
diamond
bomb
spray.
You preparing it?
them. Just cast it.
Yeah, we can. You can start the fight, start the battle now. I don't think we need to wait for anyone else.
No, we
To
finally
move.
have an upper hand. We should use it.
Yeah, I think you're good. You just cast it then.
Is he gonna
What
gonna
did you-
blast?
Did you just move?
Is he gonna blast Scott?
Depends on who he shoots it at.
Well, he can't see the other people. They're just missing the way.
Well, he knows where they are. You don't need to see them.
Diamond spray only goes 20 feet.
Oh wait, really?
Yep.
Oh, that's really weird.
Oh,
Yeah, so I don't know if I've been doing that properly, but it's really short range.
They're all just out of range for like anything.
Or if you move, you cannot cast a spell. Because it's a surprise round. You only get one or the other.
I think he was standing there before.
Okay.
Do you have any just like single target spells? I don't think any of like your AoE stuff's gonna.
you can,
Oh,
you
magic
can acid pit.
Magic missiles
Now,
or something.
remember, these birds are sitting on top of poles. So they're actually up in the air.
How would it work if you acid pit the ground if it's on the second floor?
It creates a dimensional pocket.
Oh
Oh,
god, that's
interesting.
creepy.
Yeah.
That's super creepy. You
Yeah.
could acid pit the middle guy. Just fuck it.
You can't see him.
Acid pit him.
You need line of sight?
Yes.
For acid pit?
Yep.
Yeah, I think I think just starting off with like a single target thing now, and then as they kind of like charge at us, you might be able to do like the more AoE stuff.
The bunchy
Yeah,
ball.
do like a level 2 spell, like a Scorching Ray or like a Magic Missiles or something.
Yeah. It's just things are
Cast
too.
magic missile.
Okay.
Yeah, things are too wide right now.
Pick one that you want to go after. And there's no save for that, so I just gotta take it. Okay.
It's 44 plus 5 or 5d5 plus 5.
I
or
think
what is it?
I think it's 3d4 plus 1 each or something. Oh, Jesus.
5d4 plus 5.
I'll look it up.
I have no idea.
Yeah, 5d4 plus 5. That sounds right.
Yeah, it probably maxes out at
5, yeah.
level
Yeah.
5.
They do get plus 1.
There is a meta magic feat that lets you increase that by 5.
Yep, 5 at level 9, so you just hit the top. Alright, so it takes 16 damage. The first blood has been struck.
Nice. Yeah, I think we gotta wait for the surprise round in order for things to get good.
Groat, you're up.
So they're in the air. Like, how high in the air are they, Josh?
10 feet. And they're 10 feet tall.
Don't forget, you have to drink the haste potion.
Oh, yeah. I'll drink the haste potion.
Alright. Isn't haste AoE?
Yeah, it's 25 feet
yeah,
plus
please
5
have to-
feet. No, it's
Haste?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah, close.
It's an
Yeah.
AoE, yeah.
But are you 30 feet from us, or are you?
I need to be like what 45.
No, it's 30. Range of 30.
So I could probably
No
5 foot
two of
step
which
right
can be
here and do
150
it.
apart.
No, it's a surprise
Oh, wait.
round. You can only do one or the other.
Oh,
I think you're 30 from me though. So I think that works because it says one creature per level, no two of which can be more than 30 feet apart.
would it be like from the furthest person? Yeah, I
maybe.
think
30 foot. So you just don't get it.
Well, it has a range, so couldn't you like throw it?
Like on the ground?
Yeah, it has a range.
Oh yeah. So yeah, all of us can get it.
Like a
Sure.
splash potion?
Yeah, he's acid splash.
Because I'm assuming drinking the potion. I mean, just thinking thematically, it would make more sense to like have a splash potion.
It's not really that. The extract itself, you drink it and then you're allowed to cast.
Oh.
So it's not like waving your wand. It's like, okay, this potion gives me this superpower.
Yeah, so the potion doesn't have the spell, it gives you the ability to cast the spell.
Yeah. I was so confused about that for the longest time too, and then I realized that that's how it is.
Okay. So yeah, you should be able to just like...
Well, if
you
if you drink it, then you can cast it in an AoE. It has a range, right? So you can just cast it into a space and then cover all of you.
Yeah.
All right, so we'll say all of you have haste, and that was Andrew's surprise round. Round 1.
All right. It's unfortunate.
So just for people to know what haste does, you get, if you do a full attack round, you get an additional attack. You get a +1 on attack rolls, +1 on AC and reflex saves, and you get 30 more movement.
Climbing up on the table would just be, the first step would just be 10 feet instead of 5 feet. So if you want to move and then blast, you can definitely climb up with the extra 30 feet.
Yeah, I'm just worried that then literally everything in the room will attack me.
I mean, you are in oh well.
In order for me to do anything, I have to leave the mist.
No, you're invisible still.
Was your plan to do it to him?
Yeah, my plan was...
You can ready an action to, after the birds move, to then do it, so that way they can't retaliate.
That's what I was going to do. I was going to ready,
nowhere.
but I'm in the mist regardless. So I need to... Can you ready an action after you move?
Yeah. So
They
holding...
only know that...
Yeah, you can't move on a ready,
right now.
but you can move on a hold. But if you're gonna ready, you can move and then ready. You just gotta tell me the trigger, and if the trigger doesn't happen, you don't get it.
Okay.
So all of us, this sphere needs to be gone because we're not invisible anymore because he attacked.
Oh yes, I will destroy Jared's circle.
I'm gonna move here, and I want to ready a... Oof.
I would just go ahead and use it.
It'll break his...
Well, then I'll become visible, and then I'll die.
Okay. So I'm still invisible, and you're still invisible. Okay.
Yep.
Okay, I got it. I keep forgetting that the sphere didn't affect us because we got out of it. Yeah, just ready whatever you want.
So if I evil eye him and he succeeds, so my plan was I was going to wait until everyone else went, so it was like almost the next round, and then use evil eye on this guy.
To then have an extra turn, like 2 turns.
So I was thinking if he does end up saving it, evil eye only lasts 1 round. Would it still be on? Yeah, it would still be on, right?
It'll go away
on my next turn.
Yeah.
So then I could cackle and extend it. That's...
I don't know.
I'm just wondering what the
I think
1
it goes away,
round means.
I think it goes until the beginning of your next turn. So you wouldn't be able to calculate because it would go away as your turn starts. Because that's what 1 round is.
0 time.
Right, because it's based off of when you start. Here, hold on. Let's look up Evil Eye holding an action.
Because if the 1 round means it lasts from when you cast it one till everyone goes again. I guess there's two different ways of interpreting
Everything.
what one round means.
Yes, but usually for any spell effect, it goes away at the beginning of your turn, no matter when it was cast beforehand. It's like an upkeep in Magic.
Okay.
I'm looking it up right now.
That would make things worse.
What are we looking up?
We're determining what a round means, because I was going to prepare an evil eye and then use it before my turn started. So I was going to wait for everyone else to go and then use it before my turn started. But it lasts one round if he saves. So we're trying to figure out if it would end immediately, because that would be the start of the next round and the start of my turn, or if it would last that whole cycle again.
If you were to put yourself last in the initiative order, yeah.
Yeah, but I don't want to do that.
If you did it, if you're holding your action or whatever, I forget what the difference is, but there's like, you're readying an action. So
Yeah, I'm not holding, I'm readying.
So if you're readying an action, it would end at the end of that turn because your turn would be next. So it's from when you cast it to your next turn.
Okay.
That's a round. So if you put yourself last in the order, you're holding or readying an action till the end of the turn, then you cast it, then your next turn the round's over.
Yeah, and it would immediately end.
Yeah.
Okay.
But you can hold your action and then go last in the turn order. And then you would get that turn, and then it would last until your next turn, which would be last. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, that's exactly
Okay,
what it
then-
is. So if you want
then I will-
if you want the full bonus, you'd have to hold. If you ready, then that's the penalty of using a ready.
Yeah, I'll just...
I mean, you could still do it and then cackle, and then it would extend.
Yeah, he can't do both
But you can't move.
for a ready.
Well, you could. Oh yeah, that's true. That counts as your standard.
A ready is only one action. You can only ready one action. If you want to
I
do
mean-
two, you have to hold.
I can use my hexes twice, so if it ends up only being one round, it'd be fine, but
And you can always
I'd
evil eye a
rather-
different.
I feel like it's
You can
kinda
evil eye a
pointless to
different
do that.
part.
yeah, I could just...
Why don't you ready like a gloom blind?
That's what I was gonna do. Okay.
I think that sounds better.
Yeah, I'll ready Gloombind bolts until everyone else goes.
What's the range on that bad boy?
190 feet.
Okay, yeah. So essentially, give me the exact timing that you would like.
I would like pretty much before my turn starts.
Okay, so after the last birdie
Or
attacks.
after the last after the last enemy goes.
Okay, sounds good. Yeah, so essentially you'll gloom blind and it'll immediately be your turn again.
Yeah.
And you're
You
doing
wanna-
that on what's his face?
Yeah. On Big Boy, yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Do you want to move and not be there and like move over here?
You can't.
I
He has
can't
to have
see.
line of sight.
Yeah, but if he moves down here, then you could.
What if he doesn't?
It's true. I just
Yeah,
feel
I
like
don't
you might get run over.
Well, I don't think he's gonna be. I mean, he may do this. So
Sure.
I'll just go here
Alright.
in case he
All right,
Cool.
tramples through.
Kyle, you're up.
I'll just move down here and attack this bird. I'll steady.
Okay.
And then attack.
All right, that is a hit.
Okay. Well, bam. Bam. You are now sickened.
No, I'm not.
Oh, that's rude.
I'm dead.
Oh.
You're dead?
Yep.
Wow, 38 or 37 in a death.
Yep.
No, he got dealt 16 before.
No, that's true.
All right. So
Next.
that's just good.
You gotta move into standards. That's it.
Can I can't move, attack, move.
No, you have to have a feat for that.
Lame.
Pretty cool
Well,
feat, though.
I'd make this one my spell. Make it. I'll get a +4 or something on my AC.
Okay. It is now Cyclops' turn. Let me go ahead and check out what he's got going on. Okay.
Hey, quick question. Before that, I don't want to be in like an area with a window. Like,
There's a window every 10 feet.
Oh.
All the way around.
That's fine.
Yeah. He double moves. And then let me see if I get to do this ability or not. No, I have to wait until I actually attack you. So that'll be it from me. Okay, and then Kabor, you're now up.
Cast diamond spray.
Okay, are you within 20 feet? Probably. I'm looking at
Just don't.
my AC
just
and
don't hit
such.
me.
You should be able to make it so it doesn't hit you. Yeah, it's only 20 feet.
Yeah, so it stops just before it hits you. That's convenient. Do I get a save for this? Is it a reflex for half, or how does this work?
Yeah, reflex for half.
Okay. Hit me. Alright, I take all 35.
That's exciting.
I rolled a 2 on my reflex save, so I'm not making that. Alright. Move ahead. Move if you want to. Otherwise, it is now Grotog's turn.
I will go John Cena
Okay.
and go here.
It has reach. You
I
have
have
reach
reached
too.
2.
Okay,
I have reached
then
2.
yeah, then that'll be good. So you don't provoke.
Yeah. And then I will attack. Right? I can do that.
Yep.
You get 3
And-
attacks.
Well, I
get-
moved.
He moves. He only gets 1.
Doesn't haste give you an extra one?
If you do a
only
full
when you
round.
full attack.
Yeah. This isn't a full round because you had to move.
Just kidding. Next turn you'll get 3.
Yes.
Can I use Furious Focus, though?
Absolutely.
Okay, I want to do that.
Okay. Hit me.
Get +1 on attack rolls.
Oh yeah.
That's a crit.
All right. Roll to confirm.
I know you're going to be using that a lot, Justin.
I'm about to get in there, just you wait.
That is a confirmed critical.
I do get my +21, right? On my confirmed
Yes.
crit.
Yes. You get your full BAB.
Okay. Okay. And so now, do I do
Double damage.
damage? Yep. Damage. So 4d4 plus 17.
Should be. Are you sure it's 44 plus 17?
Or is it 34?
How did you get 17?
Yeah, he gets plus. That's from his weapon and his
That's
raging.
the weapon, strength, and rage.
I know it should be double that though.
Yeah, so I get.
Oh, so plus 34.
Yeah.
46 damage.
All right. He's not
And
looking
he's
great.
Daggered.
Great.
You have to do a fortitude save, which I'm sure you'll pass.
To pass the stagger.
Yep.
19.
Okay.
That's passes.
Okay, so I'm not
It's like a
staggered.
decent level.
Not staggered.
Okay, thank God. I don't think I'll live much longer with after Justin. But all right. Up next is the. Well, I went too far. Which birds are these? Okay, up next is the purple birds. How much movement do I got on these suckers? Okay. So this thing is going to fly. I'm going to go ahead and hide this one. It's going to fly where that one was. And its two heads are going to each get an attack. So first attack. 21 to hit.
Miss.
Second attack. Fumble. So I'm gonna roll a visual. I'm gonna roll a D1 hundo here. And if I roll a 51 or higher, I'm okay. But if not, I fall and become prone.
How about you bite your other head?
All right, it is prone.
Dang.
So it says here poor flight if it wants to do long distance. So it goes to fly towards you and get these bites off, but it's so young, it's kind of awkward with its flight, and after its second bite, it just gets off balance and flops to the ground. Okay. Then the second one is going to fly. Oh, that was 5 feet. Can only fly to here.
That does not provoke?
No.
Okay.
And then the other ones are going to go now. This one, it gets into the smoke, it goes its distance, but then it gets confused and it doesn't know where to go. So it's just flapping in the smoke, squawking. I'm just trying to play it how the birds would actually go, because they're kind of dumb.
Well, they are birds, so.
And this other one can get all the way to here.
Jesus.
Conveniently, both right next to Justin, but they have no idea that he's there. That's max distance for both. If they would have stopped on top of you, then they would have noticed. But they fly full distance, and it just happened to be perfectly 5 feet away from you. Okay. Now, my question to you, Justin, is... when you cast, does your invisibility break, then you cast? Or do you cast and invisibility breaks? Because that would provoke or not. I think you cast and then it breaks. That would make more sense in my head. All right, so you get to cast, but just keep in mind, after that, you are within range of both these suckers.
Don't forget your protection of evil.
Yes, but you do have line of sight on everybody except for the guy lost in the clouds squawking. So.
Well, I prepared it on this guy, so.
Okay, then fire away. And it doesn't matter if there's obstruction?
I don't know.
Let's read it. Because I get final say, so if I think it can whiz around it, then... Okay, it's like a whip. Go ahead and roll a ranged touch attack, and I'll give him a +2 to his touch AC, which is laughable, but that will simulate the bird being in the way. How's that
Okay.
sound?
Oh, is this BAB Dex and
Just BAB
Or you
and
need
Dex.
from- 7? Do I get anything from haste?
A +1.
+1. No, it's on attack rolls. It's not really-
This is a
that
range.
an
This is
attack
a
roll?
touch attack.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's +8, 12.
Touch AC with the +2 bonus is a 10, so that is a hit.
Holy smokes!
Yeah.
You made me nervous.
Told you it's laughable. Let's go ahead and fire that lash.
All right, that's what. Oh, I don't have control.
Is that
14.
damage?
Yeah,
Okay.
and then you have to roll a reflex or be blinded.
Because there's two bolts. You have to do 2 attacks, right?
Yeah, is that what we determined?
Yes. If it's the same guy, yeah. Each one. Never mind. Each one's its own attack. It's like a fireball. So yeah.
Okay.
My reflex total is 10, so I think I'm blind.
Okay.
All right, that's a hit as well.
That's a reflex to be blinded?
Yeah.
Holy shit.
So he's blind.
All right, and that's the other one.
Oh my gosh. Okay, we're he's still alive, but he's looking pretty grim.
I guess I could have changed targets, but oh well.
And it's now your turn.
All right, I am in a sticky situation.
Hey, you can you have +1 on attack rolls.
I mean, that's true, but I'm
+1
pretty
on
sure
your
I have the wand in my hand. I have plus.
Unarmed.
What I have +2, 3,
Punch the bird.
+7, I think.
You can always just bolt into the I guess that'll provoke, never mind. Well, these are pretty dumb birds. You could risk it. In terms of running. Like they're potentially not.
You could also probably like ready in action and try to let us kill them.
That's also
That
that's a
way
good
you-
point.
That is true.
That's
That way
that's thinking 4D chess here. I'm over here playing checkers.
I'd say just ready it, because Grotog can kill this guy this turn. I think I can just leave this guy there. Oh wait, no, he fell. No, I should probably just kill him.
Yeah, you can just kill these two, and you could probably just kill these two. Oh, you can't hit this guy. Oh well, I can take a couple hits from these guys. I think if they hit
You
me.
can 5-foot step back. They don't have reach, and then once the other one dies, you'll be able to cast.
Okay, yeah, I'll take a 5-foot step, and I'll ready an ear-piercing scream on this guy.
Sounds good. All right,
I guess
Ka.
you could. So what is a coup de grace? Just double damage?
He's not helpless. He's just on the ground, so he gets a -4 to his AC.
Okay, so I can just kill him then.
Hopefully.
I'll study him.
Okay.
Attack.
That's a hit.
So 30.
All right, it is not dead.
It's only like a 27.
That's the hit.
28.
Who's there? Yellow.
18.
Okay.
-4.
Now he is dead.
Great. If I change targets for my last attack on this guy,
You sure can.
these will all be at a minus. Oh,
So you get what? You have 1 attack left?
yeah. This would be minus 8.
Okay.
Well, minus 7 because I get plus 1.
Okay, roll to confirm.
He is blind, so he has a -2 on his AC.
Yes. His AC was 23, so it's 21 now. So that is a confirmed crit.
Oh my god.
I hate to be the bearer of bad news,
Oh,
but
you didn't
that's
minus.
actually minus 7. So it's only a 15.
Oh, I forgot about that. All right, that is not a
So
confirm.
it's not a confirm critical.
Okay.
But exploding dice.
Yes, it is exploding dice for sure. No explosion.
So minus 4, so 15.
Oh, so he's still alive then. For like half a second, because Andrew will for sure kill him.
Well, Kabor might kill him first.
Anyone want to take a guess how much life he's got left?
2.
1.
Any other takers?
3.
Jared? 2. He's got 3.
Ooh.
Give me that bottle cap right now.
All right, and it's his turn. He's blind.
I'm going to declare him my foe and get +2 on my AC.
Okay. I am going to use my special ability. And I'm going to do what's called Flash of Insight. So you see his eye, his single eye, start to glow. It glazes over like a glassy white, like Dia's eyes did, and it starts to glow. And as he does so, he takes his great axe and he smashes into Grotog, the one who crit him. And with his Flash of Insight, his next attack is an automatic natural 20. So I get
Even if he's blinded.
even when he's blinded, it's always a hit.
What?
So now I roll to confirm. My confirm bonus is terrible because I'm blind. I believe it's like a minus 4 or something crazy.
One-shotted either of the casters.
Yeah, but you can't see them. He knows for a fact where Grotog was, and Grotog's the one who crit him. So that is the one that his malice is towards. And his Flash of Insight.
I know. I'm just saying. Jeez.
Oh yeah, Flash of Insight is essentially he can see into the future. So he knows exactly how Grotog will react. That's why he can. And then you just set whatever dice number you want for your next roll. So I set mine to a natural 20. So now I'm gonna roll to confirm.
Yeah, casters could have. If you would have not readied your action, you probably would have died cicatrix.
Okay, minus
Yeah.
4. I only have a 16 to confirm.
That is a miss for a 24.
Okay, so I only do normal damage and his dying breath. At least I got to use this ability. I was worried I wasn't going to get a chance to do it. It's also a ×3 crit with his great axe too, so that would have been sick. Alright, so just normal damage.
You take 30 points of damage.
20 points of damage.
20?
20.
Okay.
And I'm sure you will kill him. Or Jared will. And it is now Kabor's turn. Pretty sure an arc or a fireball would hit all of them. Without hitting
And
your
all of us.
buddies.
It would have to be an arc. 'cause,
No, the fireball. You could do a fireball and not hit him.
You could.
We'll use this meatball, for example. That's 20 feet. Boom.
It's
No, it doesn't. See? That's the edge.
Yeah,
I
you do
just
whatever you
say,
want.
or just do what you want.
Whatever you're feeling. At this point, I don't think it really matters.
No, he
Cast fireball.
All right. Reflex saves. I'm not even gonna bother with that. What's his face? He's blind, so he doesn't even see it coming. I will now roll the birdie saves. The reflexes aren't bad. They aren't good though, because they're still juvies. Okay, the orange one, so the left of Justin, fails, and the green one passes. Let's see the damage. Okay. So you see this guy with his music swelling get incinerated. Oh, does music stop right when his last breath is drawn? So he has a sweet attack on Grotog, but no matter what future he saw, Grotog was always going to avoid that critical strike. It's like Doctor Strange seeing like 16 million different options. So he dies. Orangey takes full damage, but he's still alive, although barely. And then the red-green one takes half, so 16. All right, and Grotog, you are up.
I guess I'll try and kill this guy first.
Sure thing.
So I will Furious Focus.
All right.
It's a crit.
All right, roll to confirm. Dude's a monster. Critting machine. That is confirmed critical.
Yep.
Go ahead and describe how you maim this bird to pieces.
Grotog's grotesque arm just starts like flailing about, and then all of a sudden you just see it like go like right at him and like punch a hole right through him and pull right out, and then so it like does that thing where it, like it's still standing, and then it just kind of does a wobble and like tips over.
Gross. Oh, music.
Sounds like a parasite. The shoe.
All right.
And with haste, am I allowed to move?
And
attack still?
no.
Okay, so I just have an attack or a move.
Yes.
Me.
Yes, you can do a full move because you only did one attack. So move where you'd like.
You can move 60.
So I can move right here.
Yep.
If I move right here, I can still reach him, right?
That is correct.
Okay, I'll move right there then.
Okay. Cicatrix, would you like to take your ready to action now?
Yeah.
Okay. Fire away.
All right. Fortitude for partial.
Okay. Fail.
All right. All right. That is. I haven't hit this in so long.
Like 1d6.
Ooh, I think that's actually. I think it's 4.
Reroll it.
2 per caster level. Yeah.
It's pretty average, so could get better, could get worse. Oh, better.
Got better.
All right.
All right, and it is dazed.
Great. All right. It is now their turn. The one in the smoke is going to keep flying forward, and it's going to bump into Grotog.
They're going to attack about 50?
Yes. I'll say you get to swing at it before it swings at you because it bumps into you, because there's no idea you're there. And your Furious
Plus
Focus
combat
is still
reflex.
on.
Combat reflexes. Too.
Okay. Yeah, that just means you get to attack more than once, but you only get to, this one it just swings once anyway. So
Gotcha. So
Furious Focus is still on because it assumes whatever you did on your last attack.
Furious Focus is still on. Okay,
Yep.
That's what my question was.
Yep.
Uh, 26.
That is a hit. Go ahead and deal damage. It's nice to be able to say, go ahead and not roll to confirm for once.
$23 damage.
All right. And it will now attack you back with 2 bites. First bite, 21.
The miss.
Okay. Second bite, also a miss, an 18. This guy will do a 5-foot step. And
Does that provoke?
no, 5-foot steps never provoke. And
Gotcha.
one head's gonna bite each of you.
I don't think it can.
Even with reach?
Oh, is
though?
it dazed?
It's dazed.
What's that do? Not.
Creature's unable to act normally.
Oh, so I just do
So-
nothing.
It can't do anything. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, sweet. That means I don't have to worry about it. All right. Great. You're up then. I thought Daze was the
will-
minus stat one, but Daze is the bad one.
Yeah. I also thought it was the minus. It was like the -2.
Yeah, that's what I
But
thought it
it
was.
is not. All right. I will. What do I want to do? Where are my spells?
I'd say don't waste anything big.
Yeah, I was just gonna hex one of them. I can't really see that one. I don't think. So I will misfortune this one.
The
You know
Christmas
what?
one?
I'm gonna slumber this one.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's a callback. Is that a fortitude save?
That is a will save.
Natural 2. Good night.
All right. Good night.
Alrighty. Kai, you're up.
We haven't fought some low level stuff in a while.
Yeah, these guys are level 3.
I was gonna say just like good old times, but you weren't there for the good old times.
The adult ones are level 10, so big difference.
Jesus.
What'd you roll twice for? Either way.
Well, it's coup de grace, so I'm pretty sure.
Oh, that's why.
Oh yeah, he's asleep.
Yeah. So you can just auto crit.
Isn't that like an auto crit?
Yeah.
Roll your
Just
damage.
one attack though, right?
Yeah, it's an auto crit, so you don't even have to roll a hit. You just do damage.
Yeah, and then if it survives, it would wake up and it would just be prone.
Yep. That is correct.
A 3.
Okay. It had 5 HP. So you take your little is it like a what do you have, a rapier?
Yeah, yeah.
Pointy sword.
Yeah, so you like take the rapier and you just poke its brains, both of the heads. Just take it out.
Like a kebab.
Yeah. Ka just does it nonchalantly, like you just see him whipping like a cane back and forth, just takes them both out.
It reminds me of like, I don't know which mouse movie, but they would have like needles as swords. Probably like Adventures Down Under or something. They would have little needles, and that's what his
Yeah, I think it was Adventures.
rapier reminded me of.
Kaboy, you're up. There is one dude left in the smoke.
Can he see him?
No. But he knows that you're dealing with it, so he could just chill. If you'd like.
Acid splash him.
50% mischance with the acid splash, but if you want to go for straight disrespect.
Do it. Splooge on him.
Dude, you want to do it? Alright, he's going for it. Alright, roll. You don't have a D100, so just
Plus
roll
attack.
any die, and then the top 50% will be hit, the bottom 50% will be miss. You can do a D4, whatever, it doesn't matter.
Just roll 96 and whatever half of it is.
All right.
God, he crit.
Yep, I'm just gonna say you do the maximum of 3 damage with that, because that's swag. It's not dead though. Gartog,
Bonker
you're up.
right in the side of one of its head.
Yeah. One of the heads just starts like looking up in the air, like.
Like, what the fuck just hit me?
Gartog, you're up.
Alright, I will Furious Focus.
Yep.
Man, I was so thinking that haste would be really cool.
It is
I
really
feel-
cool. Everything
Whoa!
too quick.
Whoa! Roll a D100, please. It might live.
30.
Yeah, buddy. You fall prone.
I fall prone?
Yep.
Wow.
You fumble Rooskied. So, would you like to take your other action to stand up? It will provoke from this bird that's done
Single
0
do, like-
damage to.
So
Well,
you do like
if I'm
6 damage to you.
Well, my thing is, if I'm prone, I have a -4 to my AC, right?
Yes.
Okay. And if I stand up, I get my full AC, correct?
Yep.
I'll just stand up then.
All right. Each head gets an attack, which is kind of fun.
Okay.
22.
Miss.
Okay, I doubt I'm gonna hit you then. I fumble, so now I must roll a D100.
This smoke is getting to you guys.
I'm gonna let you guys see this. Oh, it's fine.
Whoa.
It's good. Okay. It's now its turn. It is going to full round attack Grotog because it literally cannot see anybody else.
I think you can technically see me.
Well, I'm just gonna make it on Grotog. I don't really care. I don't think it'll hit you, but my entire thing is I want it to hit once. That way I can make fun of Andrew from being hit by one of these things. All right, so I get 2 bites and 2 claws with its talons, and the claws are
Okay.
even worse than the bites. So we'll do claws first because they suck. First one, 18, miss. Second one, 21, miss. Bite 1. Fumble. Oh my god. What is up with my fumbles
Have you-
today?
There's been so many fumbles and crits.
Oh my lordy.
We're hitting extremes today.
The true glass cannon.
And it flops prone. And I'm out of actions, so Sicky, you're up. This thing's on the ground.
Let's go. On the ground.
Can he see it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Wow.
Could you hit it with like a sickle or something? Or a
I
sword?
definitely could.
It's got
Stab it with
-4,
a sickle.
-4 to its AC, and its AC's pretty trash.
All right.
Oh my god. If I
Look
die
at
to
the
a
old
sickle, I'm gonna be so
Rusty
upset.
sickle.
It's gonna be the biggest disrespect I've ever gotten. Alright.
Oh,
Oh,
my
got him.
god.
Got him.
Is that BAB strength?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's 5. I don't know if. Oh, doesn't haste give me something?
+1.
Yeah, +1.
So 6, 22.
That is a hit.
Let's go.
You get 2 attacks with your full round too, because of the haste.
Ooh.
Plus your strength.
Oh, that's 5.
All right.
Oh, and +1 for haste, right?
I don't
What?
think it's damage. I think it's just hit. It's still alive.
Go for it. Get him, Justin.
You can
All
kill
right,
it if you roll well.
Swing again.
Okay,
Oh.
that is a hit.
Again?
Yep.
Oh,
Oh, bummer. Was that 3 damage?
Yeah.
It's got 3 HP left. The magical 3 HP. That seems to be a theme here. It had 6 HP left.
Oh,
So if you would have rolled a 5 or higher, 5 or 6, you could have killed it.
all
right.
right. Was level 12.
What happened?
Justin just sickled this thing and almost killed it. It's
Oh, that's
your turn, Ka. You can just walk up to it and poke it, and it'll die. It's on the ground too, so its AC's trash.
How much? How much health does it have?
3.
Oh, not much. Hey.
All right, you kill it. Combat over.
I could have done that.
Take it.
By playlist, but now you really need to focus.
Get out of here. Ads.
There you go.
All right. Back to the creepy music as you have successfully defeated my birds.
Woo.
What a whack fight.
There we go.
Well, I was just hoping to use my Cyclops ability, and I'm glad I got to at least use it, even though it really didn't do a whole lot.
That's cool. That's a cool ability.
Yep. Most Cyclopses get that, and it's only once a day, so they just get one shot at it.
If that happened to me, it would not be as cool of an ability. I'll tell you that. Because I would be dead.
I only did 20 damage, so
Yeah, but what? It was a ×3? Well, you didn't confirm.
no. I think I rolled like really low for the confirm because I was blind.
Yeah.
Loot. Let's loot.
All right. So let me go
Any
ahead.
dragon blood.
No dragon blood.
Oh.
This guy doesn't even have anything on him besides his great axe. It's just a regular great axe, just large. So you could resize it.
Can I take his eye?
Yeah, you can cut his eye out.
Cool, I'll do that.
All right. They are. It may have some mystical properties later.
What
That's what I'm hoping.
what is the great axe's damage, Josh?
It is. That is a great question. Let me exit out of this bird page so it stops distracting me. It is 3d6.
And what's a crit on?
20 only. And it's a ×3.
I was gonna say I could always wield it because I have the hand.
It's true. It's just a regular great axe though. It doesn't. It's not like magical or anything. So your weapon's probably significantly better.
I mean, I crit on a 15, so I mean that's pretty good.
Yeah, pretty nutty. Okay. The real loot in here is all those charts along the walls. If you guys spend some time making it nighttime, so it will make it dark in here. You guys can learn some information via these drawings and maps along the wall. Otherwise, you can
Alright,
keep
well,
moving.
Might as well take the time.
I'm sorry. Cam called me. What happened?
No loot, but you guys can use the information. You can spend some time to get information from the drawings and maps and documents along the wall.
What was his stick that he had?
That's just a drawing.
It was just a regular
It was
axe.
just a great axe, yeah.
Somebody want to detect magic around here?
Yeah. Well, where do you want it?
You can just walk around the room and do it if you're spending some time.
Yeah, do we need... I guess if we're just gonna look at the paintings anyways, it doesn't really matter.
All right.
No.
No magic coming from in here, but you may feel some magic coming from above you.
Okay.
How far up is the ceiling?
40 feet. I believe that goes 60 feet, so you should be able to bleed into the other room a little bit.
Okay.
All right.
What about the stuff on the walls?
Yes, I was reading that.
All right.
Okay. You find out quite a bit of information about this valley. I'm going to turn this music down because it's kind of loud in my ear. This playlist is louder than the other one. Okay.
Did you say about this valley?
Yes. So, Minderhall's Valley, you find, is just a recruiting station for Volsus's armies. You find out that Earth Ash has been evaluating conscripts here and is sending the most promising recruits to a different location. If someone could give me a knowledge geography, I could perhaps tell you what that location is.
Wow. I don't have that.
Does anybody else have it? Geography?
I could trick should.
I do not.
Oh,
Okay.
shit.
So I can give you some information. So
Nobody else has it besides me?
yeah,
Nope.
you're the only
Unless you
one.
want to. I was going to say bottle cap, but it's too late.
For a knowledge check, you can. If you want a bottle cap, you can. That's up to you, though.
I don't think we need it.
Yeah, this is just extra information. It's not vital.
Okay.
Okay. So you know that the best recruits are getting sent to a village north of here that is on a mountainside that you know is usually covered in permafrost. And that city you find from connecting these lines everywhere is called Skirgard. Skirgaard.
I wonder if that's why the frost giants here just the Sherpa them all the way back to the land.
That is a very good educated guess. You also find out that you see the map of Skirgard. You see another string going to another location, but you cannot decipher where exactly that is. So perhaps after Skirgard, there's another place that they go. Perhaps where the Storm Tyrant himself is. But you are not sure. That's all you learn.
Interesting.
So you may, perhaps, hint, hint, know where the next book takes place.
Probably south.
Okay. So what else do we need to do in this room?
Can I do a perception check to see? So
Didn't
these
one of
are.
these get away?
You said
Or
these
is
are
there-
all heads, right?
Yes, you can perception and check the heads out. You might get some information from them.
Oh no.
Doing perceiving the heads?
Yeah.
When we first arrived at St. Jude, it was just
Get out of here, heads. Can
Does
someone
Scott
tell me
need
the
a point of inspiration?
27
What?
is good. Okay. So
Oh, yeah.
you check get rid of this turn order. You check these heads. You see that pieces are like filleted off. So it looks like the Cyclops, his name was Sir Rog, was cutting off like pieces of these heads as they've rotted to these like vulture-like creatures and feeding to them. So this is like a buffet. You see that they are all different races, including some humans. So you can suspect that maybe some of the people from Shinnerman's Fortune have met a gruesome fate. That's about it.
Could I do like a survival check on like the table, like to see like if someone like drew on it or anything like that?
Sure. Yeah, you're not sure. There's so much crap on here that who knows.
Gotcha. Okay.
Let's move those stairs. Is anybody injured? Like, do you need to? You took what, 20?
Yeah, I'll do a cure light real quick. That's no problem.
Nobody else got hit though, right?
No.
Sorry, Josh, if that hurt your feelings.
No, that's okay.
D8 plus 5, right? 1d8 plus 5 for a cure light.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okie dokie.
You guys can rearrange yourselves how you want, but there you go. You're now into floor number 2.
And this isn't okay. So we're sending up to the right. Well, I'd say we all don't have visibility anymore. I mean, I guess or you cast it.
I mean, he'd probably run out of spells if we have to keep recasting his invisibility.
Yeah, I would say, can we just try and sneak?
I'm
It'd
okay with
probably
sneaking.
it would be helpful, but I don't think we have the spell slots for that, especially if we're going to be fighting downstairs afterwards.
Let me just check and see if we have anything in the pack. No, not really. Yeah, so we can just keep climbing. Like, I was seeing if we had any, like, pass without trace or things like that, but we don't.
I put you on the wrong staircase. Hold on. You guys are
I
on
thought it was supposed to be up, but
you guys are on this side. It's okay. It really doesn't matter. All right, rearrange yourselves how you want. Let's leave the other side revealed because it doesn't matter. All right.
so we're moving. Like, we can't see anything on the second floor, right?
No, the top's up
approaching
here.
the-
Where I put the little arrow.
Yeah. All right, I'll stealth up there.
Okay. Roll perception. You have night vision, right? Dark vision?
I do. Terrible.
Okay, you only see half this room because there's a wall in the way.
Can I do a knowledge dungeoneering or what? To like figure out what this might be, what this room might.
Knowledge local, please.
Oh my god!
You're not sure. Just looks like a big old meeting table here.
All right, well I'll wave them up. You want to do a survival check?
Sure. 13.
You see footprints going every which direction.
I'll look back and go, Grotok, come up here and take a look. I'll scooch over, whatever.
26 on the perception.
Okay. You can't see anything more than Ka can because there's a wall right here obscuring your vision.
No, like, papers on the table or anything? Or
You wouldn't be able to see from all the way back there.
Mainly listen for things. Like if you hear something.
Silent.
Can I come up here and do the detect magic again? See what was magical?
Sure. She said 60 feet, right?
Yeah.
Let's just shoot it. I shoot it probably.
It's off self
this way.
in a cone. So, yeah, you just aim at a direction.
Yeah, I want to shoot it here first and then over here.
Yeah,
I don't know. Is there anything?
You fan it all around you and you don't detect anything.
Interesting. So it might be further in here.
Are these chairs pretty big?
Yep. They're large
All right,
size.
well-
Think like the big comfy couch chair.
I'm gonna stealth over to here and hide behind it to get a view this direction.
Sure. Give me a stealth roll. Okay.
Oh, God.
Very sneaky.
Clank, clank,
Give me
clank.
perception.
Oh man.
You,
Oh my god.
you stub your toe on the chair as you go around.
Yeah.
I can
Actually, yeah, it's stabbing my face.
I can show you most of this room actually. You just won't get any information on it. Add.
Okay. Um. I'll like,
Chest.
I'll like, you know, move to here and peek around to like tell Grotog to come up here.
Sure. I'm gonna read you guys a little thing about this room real quick. While you do that, as you can see, there's nobody in here. This large circular chamber is divided into two distinct areas. Great arched windows encircle the perimeter of the room, offering a panoramic view of the mountains and valley below. So much like the room downstairs, there are big windows every 10 feet along this. To the northwest stand a table and a half a dozen chairs sized for giants. A curved flight of stairs descends along the northeast wall, which is where you guys came from. To the southeast, a huge boxed bed filled with a pile of fresh straw covered with wool blankets, and the furry pelt of a massive dire bear lies against one wall. 3 coffers of polished stone stand near the bed. To the south is a massive stone tub filled with water, along with several huge water barrels. A second flight of stairs climbs along the southwest wall.
So it's a pet area. Okay. So this itself is a wall.
Where?
This.
Yeah.
Can I want to like go to the corner here and like just
There's
see if I
there's
can
another
hear
wall
anything.
right there.
Yeah. Like, can I see if I can hear anything over here?
Yeah, give me perception. No, you don't hear anything that you can notice.
Can I go up here and
Yeah, I'd say you guys should probably move up here.
figure out what was magical?
You want to go all the way there?
Well, I gotta get within range.
Let one of us go out there first. That way you don't get snatched up. 'Cause we still don't know what's back. So we'll move like here. I'll stealth to here.
Okay, give me perception.
At that.
Gortog, you going with? Because you can roll the same if you'd like.
I just like posted up here, bro.
I'll just chill right here.
Okay. So there's that, but you do see something back there. You see this. There's nothing back there.
Yeah.
Leviathan.
Yeah, he had to make a return visit. It's been a while.
Okay. Then I'll do a little.
He's a gift that
like,
keeps on
whistle
giving.
to let-
Yeah.
Until he's not, and then all of a sudden, like he's gonna be.
That'll be the day when I finally spring him upon you and he's actually real.
Can I do a knowledge check on what that might be, that bed and stuff might be for?
Sure.
Oh my god.
Just looks like normal living quarters. If you guys get up close to it and do perception, maybe you'll find something there.
Whoa. Shoot your magic, bro.
21 perception.
21 perception. Give me a survival, and then I might give you some extra with that 21.
18 survival.
Good enough. You notice what looks like a single set of footprints, giant size, coming over to this bed. So perhaps this is somebody's important bed.
Grotog think leader sleep here.
You said that was a pet bed?
No.
I never said that.
No, I said the leader sleeps here.
No,
So, like,
what is this?
that's a pool.
It's a tub.
Oh,
The kiddie pool.
okay. So it's big boy's room. Can I shoot my detect magic?
Yes. You notice that the little coffer to the right is detecting magic.
Okay. I don't want to go over there and open it.
You do not?
No, it's normally a Kyle thing. But he's not
Are you
here.
gonna let Khan know that you feel something over there or anything?
Yeah. Can I get a sense of like how intense it is?
It is faint.
All right, Scott, we found out there's faint magic in that box.
Nowhere else.
Nope.
How recent, like, could he tell? Probably not with an 18, but like how recent those steps were.
Very. Within 6 hours.
He's under the bed.
Yeah, so underneath the bed, you actually see the Babadook come out.
No.
So he might be up another floor.
Yep.
Alright, well, what do we think? We teleport down to check and see how the other place is doing?
I mean, I think we should open the chest. Don't you?
Yeah. 100% do that and then get the fuck out of here.
Or go up one more and kill him and then put his head on a spike and then take all the dragon's blood, light the forge.
Well, you're also glossing over the fact that we'd have to fight the dragon.
Maybe
Well-
the dragon and him.
Yeah.
That'd be
don't-
a fun combat, wouldn't it?
We could do one of them, not both of them.
I doubt we could kill a dragon.
Does anybody speak Draconic?
I can know anything.
Linguistics would work, but
Speak.
anybody just speak it, just naturally, just speak Draconic.
No.
Okay.
Kyle, you want to open the chest?
Could save you a whole fight.
Yeah, can I check for traps?
Absolutely.
Oh my god.
Seems fine. It is locked.
But I pick said lock.
Do you have disable device and lockpicking tools?
We do have lock-picking tools in our bag of holding.
Okay. Do you have disable
I
device?
do
I believe that is. You need to be trained to use that. If I recall.
I do have disabled device. And we have
Now, you could take 20 on that disabled device, which will give you a natural 20 as your roll. What's your disabled device bonus?
12.
Okay, so that'll give you a 32, but that would take several hours. And who knows what can come rolling in here. Or you can risk it.
I think we can try to pick it. Yeah.
It's fine with me. I mean, it's just light magic, but I don't think we're really doing anything else.
I can use a point of inspiration on it to give it a D6 too.
Yeah, why
Does
not?
anyone else have disabled device?
You're going to need
I
it.
do not.
I do not.
I doubt Jared does.
No.
Okay. Well,
What can I aid him?
You have,
Josh?
you have to have the skill to aid.
Gotcha. We don't have anything that opens locks, like a wand or a spell scroll or anything.
The spell is called a knock. So if you got anybody has a spell knock, that unlocks, I believe, doors and pretty much any lock, really.
no. It's a wooden chest, right?
No,
What is it?
it's made of polished stone. This stone looks specially imported.
So it could be radiating more energy, Budsy. Like the stone could be like sealing off some of the magic.
All
That's why
three,
you can't
all
feel
three of the chests are made of that stone, and only this one's radiating magic. If that helps you. The other two are unlocked, by the way. If you want to go through those.
Yeah, why not? I'll do that.
Hey, at what level can Jared learn?
Up to fourth level spells.
Like how many levels? He doesn't have any 5th levels.
No, I think next level he gets 5th.
Yep. The only thing that we would have in here that I could possibly might work is to use the scroll of transmute rock to mud, but it would be a one-time use, and then we can't have it anymore. I think it says
Could be
level
worth it.
5 for sorcerer wizard.
So he can cast it. I think it's just a penalty, I believe.
To cast
a spell above your level. I'd have to look that up. If someone wants to Google casting a scroll higher level than you can cast, while I deal with Andrew opening up these other chests, that would be most helpful.
What am I looking up?
If you can cast a scroll with a spell level higher than spells you can cast. I don't know how to word that.
Okay. Yeah. I know what you mean.
Okay. All right. So Andrew, the one you see in front of you, the lid alone weighs 50 pounds. So I'm gonna need a strength check if you want to push it off. Actually, you have the hand, don't you? Just kidding. You can just shove it if you'd like. It is heavy though, and it'll probably make a thud if you take it off too far. So be careful. Would you like to? Hello?
He's gone.
Sure.
Maybe he's going pee.
It doesn't say.
I'm on. There's a Reddit post about it.
What's it say?
Um, spell must be the correct type, so arcane or divine.
Yep, got that.
User must have the spell on their class list,
Have that.
and the user must have the requisite ability score. Don't know what that
Um,
means.
Yeah,
So
so
he probably can't. I wouldn't assume that he could then.
yeah, I don't think he can either.
He can't cast level 5 spells right now.
The user's other caster level is at least equal to the spell's caster level.
Yes, so his cast level's not high enough.
Okay.
Because his caster level is only 4.
Yeah.
Right
If she
now.
meets all the 3 requirements, but her own caster level is lower than scroll spell's caster level, then she has to make a caster level check. DC scrolls caster level +1.
So the way it works is, I think your charisma score or whatever your main attribute is, you have to have a +1 for every spell level up, starting at a certain one. It says in your actual, if you like go to like your actual page, it'll tell you like spells.
So
Yeah, charisma
why
score
don't we
is
do
equal
this?
10 plus the spell level. So Jerry's your charisma at least 15.
For what?
To learn a caster spell, a sorcerer must have a charisma score equal to 10 plus the spell level. The spell is level 5, so he needs to have a charisma score of 15. Is your charisma
Oh, is that
score?
the ability score?
Yeah. What's your charisma?
I think he has more than that. Because it's
1.
+3.
Shit, mine's 17.
It should be
Yeah, he has
like
18.
low.
6.
Yes.
Yeah.
So he has everything except for the actual caster level
level.
itself.
Okay, so then he would have to
Cast it with a penalty.
caster
Do
level
a
check.
caster level check.
So it's a DC is equal to the scroll's caster level +1.
So you roll a d20 and add your caster level to try to beat that +1.
How do you normally
Uh,
cast a scroll?
I have no idea.
You just have to do a spellcraft check. Oh wait, no, sorry. Activating a spell. Activating a spell. Let's be able to see it right.
Is it deciphered?
Yeah, you guys know what the spell
Probably.
is. Yeah.
So you just, if you fail, you just roll a wisdom check and then you have a scroll mishap.
He's also should make a caster level check. I'm pretty sure that's just
A
What-
d20 plus your caster level has to beat.
I'm just trying
well.
to
The
figure out.
scroll's caster level. What would the scroll's caster level be?
Well, what does he need to be to cast a level 5 spell? 10.
So it's
11.
yeah. So maybe it's just a
It's just a raw roll.
yeah, and then 11. So he has a 50% chance.
Yeah, he's getting 11 or higher.
So if we want to do that, he has to roll that, and then it'll just be mud, and then we can dig through the mud. Or we can wait, and you can just learn that next level in case we need it again, and we figure out a different way to unlock this. And I think I can just roll a disabled device and see if I get it. Which would be a D20 plus 12 plus a D6.
Well, go ahead.
Which one do you prefer?
DC's probably like 40. So it might. I think Josh is just goading us into doing it.
I'm saying before you waste a scroll, I would at least try to pick it first. And if you fail, then
For sure.
then move to plan
For
2B.
sure. For sure.
Let's just do that.
All right. And then we'll get back to Andrew opening up the other ones. So go ahead and roll.
Okay. Let's say Oh my god.
No dice. Alright, meanwhile, Grotog, I need a strength check to... Actually, you have the hand. Never mind, I already had this exact thought. So you can just slide the lid. Make sure it doesn't go too far, though, because the lid weighs 50 pounds.
Okay.
So you just kind of push it open?
Yeah, just crack it open.
Yeah, so you crack it open, and you look in there a little bit, and it looks like a bunch of clothes.
Can I, like, rifle through the clothes real quick?
Yeah. Looks like just a bunch of giant size standard clothing.
No key or anything inside?
Nope.
Okay. I'll just move the lid back on then.
All right.
And then I'll go to the next one.
Okay. I'm going to give you one more chance, Ka, to try to pick this. Because you can fail picking once and be fine. So I'm going to give you one more shot. If you fail this time, then you're going to have to spend a while doing it, in which case I'll have to have the time pass. But I'll give you one more shot, and then we'll open up the other one that Grotog's at.
Jeez.
Okay, that's pretty good, but that is no dice. All right, so you open up the other one. This lid weighs about 35 pounds. And inside this is more clothes, boots, and other random mundane items like straw, things like that. Pelts. Nothing of value.
Any dragon pelts or anything like that?
Nope, just random like wolf and bear pelts.
Just clothes, pelts, and straw.
Yep. Essentially to help his bed, repad it.
Okay. I guess I'll just move the thing back shut then.
Okay. Ka, roll a D100 for me.
Here we go again.
001.
Wow.
51.
You pass. I will give you one more shot. I'm feeling generous.
Oh my god.
No dice. All right, you all can either stay here for 3 hours to open that puppy or move on. Or do your mud plan. You don't even know what's in there. Could be wasting your time for all you know.
Aloha Mora.
If only it was that easy.
Jeez.
I mean, roll to do it, or we just leave it.
I mean, are we ever gonna use a scroll again?
Probably not, but you never know.
Well, you never know is how you end up with
Learn it.
500 scrolls in your pocket.
That's
Right,
what I
just
said.
use
That's what I
it.
said in
Just
Skyrim.
use it.
You never know when I'm
Just
going to
use
need this potion. And then you end up with like 300 of them at the end.
Yeah, just use it.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm all about just using it, but it really just depends on if Jared wants to learn it next turn, next level.
Does he have to learn it
I
next
don't
level?
think sorcerers can learn from scrolls. I don't think they're allowed.
I can.
Yeah. Anybody who has like a familiar can, but Jared's magic is innate, so he cannot learn. It comes from inside him. So if that makes your decision even easier.
Yeah, light it on fire, Jared. Let's go. Give us all the riches that we desire.
All right, Kabor, get on over there. I need you just to roll a flat d20. 11 or higher, you get the loot. 10 or lower, it remains for another day. Let's
You
see.
want a bottle cap this?
Yes. Oh,
No need. See, I'll
No
let
need.
you keep the bottle cap because Jared was firing away.
He was quick
Okay.
with it.
You successfully melt this chest. You guys dig out the contents?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a bomb trap.
No.
it's a vial of dragon blood.
Are you ready? There is quite the list here.
Oh, hold on. Nope. We got on the scribe. All right, go ahead.
Number 1. A human-size Andoran lace wedding dress of extremely high quality. Sadly, it is torn and stained with blood. If you were to repair it, it could be worth a pretty penny. Number 2. A wooden game board carved with strange notches, and inside a leather pouch with 30 stones polished and shaped to resemble eggs, along with 12 quartzite crystals carved to resemble the bird rocks in flight. If you give me a knowledge history, I can tell you what this game is.
Got it. Haha!
This is a very popular game among giants called Rocks. It is a betting and strategy game akin to Liar's Dice and chess. Seems pretty fun. Should make that a real thing. I'd play it.
Does sound pretty cool.
Overall, it is worth, let me do the math here for you, 1,500 gold pieces for everything together. Lastly, there is something wrapped in oiled deer skin. You'd have to open that up separately.
Is it, do we think we need this is any type of trap? Should I check for or detect anything or?
It might be just a gland of a dragon.
Could
You
be.
know?
Unwrap it.
Would you like to do anything before you unwrap it, or are you just going to open it?
Check for traps.
No, it doesn't feel like it's got traps. It feels like it almost is empty. There's like, you can't even barely feel what's in there.
Okay, yeah. Can I just perceive if there's any like poison or anything on it?
Yeah, there's no poison or anything.
Okay, good. Then I'll open it.
Okay, inside you see 3 torcs, T-O-R-C. They are essentially necklaces. 2 are made of mithril, worth 500 gold pieces each. You can tell they are dwarven made. So that's 1,000 right there for the 2 of them. And the third one looks different and has the shape of a lion head mid-roar at the base of it, if you were to hold it up like a necklace. And it is radiating magic.
Knowledge Arcana.
Please.
First, I'll wave you. I do have a knowledge chart.
Still explode.
18.
Oh.
Kabor with a nat 20. He knows exactly what this is. Kabor goes up and picks it up, examines it, and says, I know exactly what this is. I've seen one before. This is a torque of Lionheart Fury. And then he walks over to Grotog and says, here, you could use this.
What does it do?
It is the following. Each end of this heavy copper neckwear bears the image of a snarling lion. The wearer gains a +2 morale bonus on saving throws against fear. If the wearer is a barbarian of at least 12th level, she gains the Fearless Rage power. If she already has this power, she also becomes immune to the panic condition while raging. And any panic-causing attack against her while she rages instead causes her to regain 1 round of rage up to once per round. So Fearless Rage makes you immune to the shaken and frightened conditions.
Oh, that's fun.
It's not super fancy and kind of niche, but it is worth 8,000 gold pieces. So, fun little trinket for the barbs out there.
Nice. So, what's it called again? I'll look it up so I can write down the full.
It is called a Torque, Torc, of Lionheart Fury.
Okay. Cool.
All right. Do you guys like to continue going upward?
Yeah, that was fun.
All right, so are we thinking that we should get out of here?
One more.
Uh,
One more.
So there's 4 and we're on 2.
Yep.
I mean, I can activate another haste. In terms of like extracts, though, I mean, I can. Let's see what the heck.
If this would help your decision, if somebody wants to sneak up and do a perception check to see if there's anything up there, I could give you some sound information. If not, I understand.
I think we at least need to consider we're all the way up here already, and if it's just him by himself and we kill him, like that would make getting the dragon a lot easier, if that makes sense.
Yeah. I mean, the worst outcome would be if the dragon was with him. But I think we've probably slept.
I mean, the only person that's hurt is me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And we didn't pop too many spells. Like
I still have most of mine, but
Who said the dragon was even
normally
up
do.
there?
that's what I'm saying. She said that the dragon may be here today.
Yeah. She never said that it was. You guys never looked to see.
But, well, we couldn't.
Correct.
Well, that's what we're doing now. So that would be worst case scenario. If
Is
the
that the
dragon wants to fight us. Yeah. But that would be 4th floor, not 3rd floor.
That is correct.
But there is a hole down to the 3rd floor from the 4th floor.
That is also correct.
So if they were talking, they would be able to see us. So I'd say just sneak and get some information.
Someone want to blow an invis? Do a little sneaky?
Dragons can probably see invisibility, right?
You have no idea.
I mean,
Can
you
Drakes?
pop an in-
Drakes
you can
cannot.
pop an invis on me and I'll go. Do you want to pop an invis on me, Jared, and I'll go up and see?
Yeah, that's up to him. I don't know what his spells are looking like.
Don't you have invis, Scott?
Invis.
His are the big ones.
Oh yeah, I forgot. He's got the juicy ones.
No, mine's only a level 2, but I mean that takes up. I would only have one. I would only have one other. Maybe I'd have a couple. Hold on. Yeah, I could invis myself. I mean, yeah. Why don't I do that? Because he needs to save his.
agreed. I think he needs more spells and coverage and range than like because like you're not gonna like create potions while you're in the middle of battle. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Okay.
So we're okay. I'll just pop an invis and then go up and look.
Head on up.
Yeah.
I revealed the staircase for you. You want me to move you?
You can, but just wait a second for me to be able to.
No. You will wait for no man.
I'm gonna drink my mutagen
All
as
right.
well.
Noted.
I'll go ahead and pop up here and do a perception. Damn it!
It's enough to see the room. This room is very well lit, and there are no windows. Although part of the roof
Is gone.
looks crumbled. It looks like the floor above, although partially caved in, has left just splinters above. So if anything were to fall from up there, it'd probably break through and fall into here, but you do not have direct line of sight, which is to your benefit. And this is what you see. Standing before you are 6 iron cages. Maybe steel. I don't know. Actually, hey, let me just read the description. Carved into the center of the floor of this chamber is the symbol of a mountain and a giant anvil. The drawing in the book looks kind of janky, so I drew my own version of it, and I think it looks pretty cool. Mystic runes painted with a fine, glittering dust sprinkled over what appears to be blood encircle the carving. So it seems to be blood encircling this carving. 6 iron cages stand in a circle around the floor carving, interspersed with stone braziers burning small coke fires scented with smoldering pine cones. A few tables holding a variety of iron implements stand against the walls nearby. The walls are windowless and covered with lines of carved text. And then the staircase to the opposite side of the room leads to the final floor. You do note one small hole in the roof, but is on the far side. It's over here, and it's pretty small, so nothing's really looking through there that you can tell.
Okay. Are these people alive?
If you zoom in, that will answer your question.
There's like 2 alive, I think.
That is correct. You
I'll wave them up, like at least to where I am.
They can't see you.
Do a little whistle.
Okay.
Actually,
We can make
no,
a chain.
I don't want. What did you say these were?
There are 6 iron cages, which are what these are. And then
Yeah.
these are braziers, so they're like giant flaming goblets. Sconces.
Mm-hmm. Is this a bookcase or something? Desk?
Yeah, the bookcase is on up here at the top, and then down at the bottom there is a table with some instruments on it.
Like musical instruments or like surgery instruments?
The latter.
Ah, that makes much more sense.
I'm gonna move there, and can I do another like perception check on this person?
Sure. He looks beat up, missing some fingernails, and overall not very happy. And appears to be locked inside the cage.
Hmm. Should I go up and talk to him, or do you think I should just go back down and report?
Yeah, this is up to you, man. Don't ask me.
Not you. I'm talking like, what does the group think?
This is your decision.
What'd you say?
I'm gonna just go up and talk to him. Nah. I'm gonna go back down. Let's just go.
They look gaunt, like they haven't eaten in a while. If you want to do a knowledge religion on the symbol in the middle, you can do that.
Is that just like painted into the ground?
Carved.
Yep.
Carved.
Yep, carved and then inlaid.
Oh my god.
You have no idea.
Jeez.
You saw no enemies in there, though. Just those two people.
Rotok, go with Ka.
I mean, I got some invisibility, so I'm just gonna like go around, like, kind of look at each one of these bodies, like, kind of quickly.
Yep. Although I put skeletons in there, they're not actually, like, skeleton-y. They're just dead people.
Okay.
Looks like a bunch of villagers.
You want me to do a perception check on this?
Nah, they're just a bunch of dead villagers.
Okay. But like, how did they die?
Starvation and torture. If you'd like to give me a perception check on the guy in the south, that could be helpful. You recognize him as Taram Shinnerman, the guy you've been looking for this entire time.
Well, shit, I'm gonna go down there. What's his name?
Taram. Tarram. Taram.
Talk to him and like approach from the.
Well, he can't see you,
Should I get-
so.
What's his name? Tamron?
Taram.
Taram.
Taram, yes.
I'm gonna approach him and say, Taram Shinnerin?
Who goes there?
My name is Khan. I'm traveling with a group that was sent from Shinnerman's Fortune to find out what's happening.
Oh.
We have started to climb this tower and search for the giant named Urathash.
I do not see you. Am I hallucinating?
No, we just have to be very careful. We don't want to get seen.
Easy for you to say. I can't see you.
Do you know where the giant went?
Do you have any food or water?
I mean, is it okay if I give him like some of the rations that I have with me?
Sure.
Okay, I'll do that. And I'm like some
You like chuck them in
breaded
there?
meat. No, I mean, I'll just like, you know,
As long as you're touching them, they're
Gently.
invisible. So
Huh?
As long as you're touching them, they're invisible because anything you touch is invisible. So you have to drop them, or chuck them at him or something in order for him to see them.
Well, I can like let it out of my hand. Like I'm gonna grab his hand and then like left hand grab his hand and then
Okay, put it in his hand.
Like,
You're gonna tell him to reach his
and, like,
hand out.
drop it. Yeah.
So as he tries to, you can see his hand is just like skin and bones. He has barely any strength to hold his hand up, but he does. And you place the food and a little bit of water to give it to him, and he devours it.
Drink out of my thing.
Yeah. And then he says, "Thank you. We are left for dead here. What was it you required?"
We are looking for the giant.
I think I know who you speak of. Is there any way you can let me out of here?
We
Do a sense motive.
I don't think I have such a.
I don't think you need it.
I only have a plus. Oh, first one, which was
A 9.
a 9 plus 2, so an 11.
For what? Sense motive?
Yeah, actually, I guess I can. Is it D6 too? Oh my god.
Slash roll.
So 14.
Yeah, he seems to be telling the truth. He just seems emaciated.
There's only one of me in here right now. Once we can take care of the threat, then we'll come back up.
I'm afraid we will not last much longer. If we're not freed out of here soon, I'm afraid that the man you speak of, the giant you speak of, will be back to finish us off like the rest of them.
Well, I'm gonna check out the table, and then my invisibility is going to be running out soon. So I'm gonna like do a quick run by and look at this table, and then go back to the group.
All right. On the table, give me a perception check. A 27?
Mm-hmm.
Final answer?
Yeah.
All right. You find lots of surgical tools, torture devices, fingers, other things that seem to be removed from victims. But with a 27, that's all you see.
No key or anything?
Afraid not.
All right. Well, I'm gonna run back to the group, so you can just.
He calls out, "You still there? You still there?"
Oh,
But you're gone.
I'm gonna. Yeah.
And he hears nothing, and we can see like a camera just like fading down the stairs, like a cameraman's walking down the steps, and you just see him look sad as he leans down, too dehydrated to even cry.
So let's go back to the group real quick.
Okay.
All right. I went up there. I found Cameron, Cinnamon, and 4 other dead people, and another guy. No giant, though.
Maybe that means he's talking to the dragon.
didn't hear anything though. Of course, I guess none of my perceptions are very high. So
Was there any indication of how long of a trek it was to that second place in the north?
Very far.
Okay, so it's not like something you could go like check up on.
No, it's like hundreds of miles.
Okay. So I guess if he'd flown his dragon, maybe, but
I say we keep checking out upstairs, though.
okay, yeah, I'm just not doing it by myself.
No,
Yeah,
I'll
we can all go up
with
there.
you.
Well, I'd say let's all go up, and then
Like, I think we should try and free this dude for the experience.
what is he? Why do we need him?
He's the mayor.
Yeah, he's the head of the town.
Oh.
That side quest you guys
Wow.
don't care about. It finally comes to a conclusion here.
It really did come full circle.
Yep. In a circle.
Whoa. In another circle.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming the main guy has the keys.
Well, he didn't get a high enough perception, but it could be down here, is what Josh was alluding to.
We got a 27. I don't
Little
think
little old me, would I do that?
Yes.
so let's move down here, and like my invisibility has now run run out. Let's like actually introduce ourselves.
Yeah,
So,
can I look through these books for anything fun?
yeah, so the guy up in the front is silent this entire time. Even though he sees you and he's looking at you, he literally does not say a word. Yeah, this guy. Meanwhile, Tarum kind of faintly says, "Ka, is that you?" Just kind of talking to your general group because he has no idea which one you are.
Yes, we're back.
He's like, "Oh, it's nice to see your face." The key. It's hidden in the room. I think it's on the table.
I'm not perception check this.
I will aid you.
I already perceived it. Failed.
You can try again. Now that you know
Like,
that
do
something
it
else
again?
is here. Yeah, you know something else is here that you're specifically looking for. Okay, that is a 31 with aid, and that is enough to notice that part of the table is kind of worn out, and inside this little like notch is the key.
Nice.
So if you'd like to take that key, you can unlock the cages.
I'd be a little weary about that other dude.
I mean, we can always ask him about him.
So when you come up to Tarum with the key, he says, "No, please. Release Jarl first." Pointing to the other guy. "He needs food and water."
What a good mayor.
We need to we need to tell them to make sure that like we're quiet. Like,
Yeah,
if
they
we
understand.
release it, like,
He's not an idiot.
dude was the same thing.
Maybe we should warp him down to the pit with Baron and the other lady.
Well, we came up here for Dragon's Blood.
True, but I'm just saying, like, on our way down, we should probably warp them down with us.
Oh,
If
yeah.
They can get food from Farron, you know.
Yeah.
So do you lock them both and feed Jarl?
Sure.
Might as well.
Jarle is his name, Jarl.
Yarn.
Did he know who? Just Cameron. Who are the other four?
These are my townsfolk. They sadly were killed beyond my control. We've all been locked in here for weeks now almost. I have no idea. Barely kept any rations. Tortured for information. Left to die.
Information about what?
Movement of what they call the small folk. Only the leader can speak in common. None of the rest can even speak. So I know who you talk to, this Urathash. And I know that he is not here, but actually downstairs, doing what I do not know. But no one has gone upstairs in what seems a week. I do not even know what lies up there, although from time to time I do hear loud booms. And it's something's crunching up above. How do I get out of here?
I feel like we should wait for. Like, we'll go check up top real quick, and
Did you say that he wasn't downstairs doing stuff?
He is
He was.
downstairs.
Oh,
No one's been upstairs in like a week.
I don't know where he is.
Probably looking for us.
who knows?
It's weird that there has to be another way down, right?
Is
'Cause
that,
he
that's
wouldn't
it?
he wouldn't walk through that chained up guy's area every time he wants to go up to bed.
That is the only way up and down that you know of.
That seems awfully weird.
There is a in-lore explanation for that, actually. So.
Yeah.
Yep.
Did Justin find anything on the bookshelves over there?
Books.
Any goodens?
Let me read.
The Lusty Argonian.
Yeah, the Lusty Argonian Maid, volumes 1 and 2 are both up there.
Nice.
Because I believe there's 2 books.
I think there is too.
And other than that, I need a knowledge religion for everything else. Just a bunch of books.
Ooh.
Yeah, I have knowledge of religion, but I'm not a fan.
Yeah, I'll just come over and stare at this guy for a while.
Okay. So I do have. Do you want to shoot your magicness around here?
Yeah, shoot my magicness.
Jar, what are you rolling?
He has knowledge religion, doesn't he?
Do you have knowledge
Forgot
religion?
about that.
Oh,
Remember last time we discovered he had knowledge religion? He's been hiding it from us, and we forgot again.
He does indeed have knowledge religion. What's your bonus? +3? 17. That is enough to get some information. So you recognize this anvil as Minderhall's, like anvil, like from below. And the mountains you can probably deduce is the mountains that you're in now. So this here is probably symbolizing the great forge that is below you.
Interesting.
So I have that amulet with the forge on it. Is there could I put it around this area?
Yeah, it doesn't do anything though.
Oh, okay.
It does look like the same anvil though.
Can I?
You don't know what the blood's for though. You didn't roll high enough. What are you gonna do, Scott?
Can I do Knowledge Arcana to see if it's dragon's blood?
Sure.
Would it be Knowledge Arcana or Perception check?
Knowledge Arcana would be fine, or a heal check.
You know, it's not real blood.
Well, there's like around this little thing. There's actually blood, like in a pool, that kind of outlines this.
Oh.
2.
You can tell that it's not dragon's blood.
Not dragon's blood.
Nope.
Okay.
Probably human blood, if you had to guess.
Yeah. Worth a shot, though.
Yep. Nope. I don't mind the effort.
All right, shoot your magical cone around and see if there's anything magical.
I'll cone.
As for magic, no.
Assuming if there was a dragon here, I would probably detect it.
Can I stealth up here and do a perception check?
To the top floor?
Yeah.
Can you tell me your stealth roll while I show you where the stairs are?
26 for stealth, 35 on perception.
Okay, by now it is nighttime, so you do have dark vision, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's go ahead and move your pawn on over. And are you gonna go all the way to the top and like look over to see the whole thing?
Yep.
All right. You're not invisible either?
Nope.
Good, because a dragon can already see invisibility.
Here's the top floor, and you notice that it is raining out, and you do not see anything.
Okay. So it's all rainy up here?
Yep. This is all exposed.
Like, is this like the top of Sauron's tower where it's like just flat?
Yep, that is exactly what this is. And all the black is no floor.
The floor below.
Yeah, and then the one particularly right here actually is a hole straight into the room below you, so you can actually like see the cages and stuff if you like look down through this. But this, there's like a thin layer of wood that you can see maybe a couple raindrops plopping down in the room where y'all are at. But if you were to fall from up here, it's like a good 30 feet down before you hit the wood, so you crash right through and then fall the rest of the way into the chamber below.
Okay, and you said there's nothing up here then?
You see a bunch of bones.
6 vials of dragon's blood.
That would be nice.
And I forgot to draw this in, actually. Let me draw it in now. Over in the back, there is actually the remnants of what you think is an old room. The roof's gone, but there are some walls there.
Okay.
Gotta check it out.
I'll like whistle down to you at least, Grotog, and like a I'm gonna look at him and just say, "Follow Kana."
Rotom.
I go like here and do a stealthy stealth.
Yep, Gortog, you as well if you're going with.
Sure. Yeah, I'll stealth.
Do it. And then a perception into there.
So that'd be a 9 stealth. Yep.
Okay.
And I will aid his perception. Aided.
23 on perception.
Okay. I'm just trying to see your guys' line of sight based off of the walls there. So as you guys go to look in, you don't see anything, and then after a second or two, you hear what sounds like a thud, and then a second thud, and then a third thud, and then I am going to need all of you guys to roll a reflex save next week as this blasts a cone of flame straight at the both of you.
Oh, God.
Welcome to the end game.
We still have 2 more books.
3 more books. End game of this book,
Oh.
though.
Jesus.
Oh, you guys split the party too? This is going to be a good time next week. I'm excited.